Hello. Wow, I am so excited to be here. I'll start by, I grew up right down the street from Fitzgerald's. We've come here a lot, and I have been dying to do Voice Box for a long time. So let me kick off this theme of thank you by saying, I'm really grateful to be here with all y'all. Now on to the business part. Here's a little about me. As you know, my name is Maddie. I typically live in Brooklyn. I am 5'2". I am almost 32 years of age, but spiritually, I am in puberty, and it is hard. Okay, so I recognize I like to force stuff. I am stubborn, and I spent years, most of my life, resisting building up my spiritual muscle, or bolstering my tolerance for being in the present. And you know that my stubbornness absolutely was not on board with thanking hardship as a means of moving past it. Yeah, that just did not compute for me. That doesn't work. And you know, while I go through this awkward, super weird puberty, I've been reflecting a lot on my previous ideas of what it means to be an efficient, capable adult. And you know what? I'm thinking I was pretty insufferable for most of my life. I am so sorry, Mom. I'm just realizing that. And here's why. Because up until very, very recently, I believed fully, completely, that I could outwork any of my problems. Any of them. I mean, if my job was bothering me, guess what? I'll outwork you. You annoy me, I'm gonna have your job. I'll be your boss. I'll fix this. If my love life is bothering me, I will hop on every single app. I will go on a date with every single troll. I will look amazing at every grocery store run until I find that special someone. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fix the love issue. General life bothering me? All right, let's work, bitch. Let's go. As you can see, I was, and I still am in many ways, a whole lot. I recognize and I am very grateful that I am blessed with a lot of energy. However, I was not blessed with a fundamental understanding of how to utilize that energy well. And then I learned, as anyone who is privileged to make it through their teens and their 20s and to have a community, that you can't outwork everything. 3 years ago, I learned that I have panic attacks. You can't outwork those. I also learned that fundamental generational ideological conflicts with someone that you love deeply cannot be squashed by filling a quota of hours in talking to them. And I learned that you sure as shit cannot outwork illness. 3 years ago, I was miserable. I also will preface, I think all of us were really, really struggling, but I'm gonna make this about me. 3 years ago, I was miserable. I felt trapped in a job and a career path that told me who I was supposed to be, that stifled me and suffocated me, and I was watching it little by little inch into my limited free time and take that from me too. Creatively, I was tapped, my outlets had run dry, I couldn't create, I was empty. Also, there was a little thing called COVID, and all of us were in lockdown together and suffering through that. And my mom was really sick. And I couldn't do anything, I could not work through it, I couldn't fix it. No report, no research, no rage at her could help or supplement her needs. And it was only then that I could see, that I could realize that work, like energy, is a beautiful, beautiful tool. It's like a scalpel. But a scalpel without a surgeon is just a little tiny knife, isn't it? It just can cut stuff. And that's not necessarily a good thing. So, what was the key to wielding the scalpel? I thought about this for weeks. It's all I could do, pacing around my apartment while doing the day job that I despised. What do I do? Now that I realize that I have been living most of my life like a drunken toddler with a tiny knife, just waving it around and everything. And I realized, somehow I can't explain this epiphany, that the guide, the surgeon I was looking for, was gratitude. To me, and I preface this with, my definition of gratitude doesn't have to be yours. It's all semantics. It means something personal to each of us. So this is, to me, gratitude is being present. You gotta take stock of where you are to appreciate where you're going, right? And gratitude is about clocking the positivity in your life, large and small, so that you are in a clearer, more purposeful place to express compassion and kindness. Gratitude allows you to register where you are satisfied, and then it allows you to register the things that you can slough away, that are minor nuisances, little bits that do not serve you. And finally, I believe that the deliberate act of gratitude is bravery. For me, it is easier to focus on the bad. It is easier to put my head down and be the beleaguered little fighter every day, doing all the hard stuff, wading into the shit, all that. That makes me very glamorous. I'm an actor. It's like a thing we do. It's dumb. We also live in a society where grizzled bitterness is common, if not celebrated to a certain point. And don't get me wrong, some people have absolutely earned their pain and their injuries and their bitterness. But not me. So for me to sit here and choose that pathway, rather than acknowledging the overwhelming good and opportunity and potential that I have, well, that's just dumb as fuck, isn't it? It's childlike, and I'm, again, almost 32. I'm trying to be a grown-ass woman here. So, that is the quick history of how I literally got here right now in front of y'all, why I'm here on stage. And let me just tell you again, I am so grateful to be here. This is really dope. But in the nascent stages of my puberty, I am here, and I am actively deprogramming old ways of thinking and my deliberate building of new habits and mental frameworks. And I thought, because I'm a type A personality, that it would be fun to make a little list of what I have learned so far. And I also recognize that in the scheme of the universe, in the scheme of this life, I am just a little baby right now. So the following probably is hilarious, naive, if not downright incorrect, but good, because thoughts and opinions are welcome. I am absolutely crowdsourcing this. In fact, in the spirit of gratitude, I'd be really, really thankful for any contributions that you may have to this list after the fact, so feel free to find me and school me. But here are things that Maddie Murphy has learned so far. Number 1, I don't know shit. End of statement 1. Number 2, if I know nothing, then I can be open to everything. Number 3, personally, I've yet to find any downside to doing a morning gratitude exercise. And you can do that with meditation and Tai Chi. It can be elaborate, but for me, my lazy ass lies in bed. And I thank the blankets for keeping me warm and cozy. And I thank the pillows for creating a little rat's nest around my body, because I'm not cute when I sleep. I thank the fact that I have coffee grounds in my cabinet and that I can brew them and I can have a really hot cup of coffee. I thank God that my family is here and that my nephew calls me up once a week to show me his really sweet dance moves. I think. And even those things may sound very, very small, but they focus me and they remind me that my cup is full. I don't wake up and start my day thinking about what I lack, which I could use more money. I would love more recognition. I would love to have a sleigh pulled by dogs in festive sweaters. But instead, I have coffee and a bed and a family and my health, and the list can go on and on and on. It's pretty cool to start your day that way. Number 4, don't just count your blessings. fucking Scrooge McDuck those blessings. Now, yes, I understand this is a poor metaphor because Scrooge McDuck, it's that he's a symbol of greed and also Ebenezer Scrooge diving into a pile of coins. But my blessings, my fortunes, I would hoard them and I would hold them in a special place in my mind for a rainy day. What is that? Because my coffers are meant to be shared with myself, and in doing so, I share them with others. And I have to tell you, if you don't frolic mentally or physically, you are doing something wrong. Frolic. I put on music, and I think about the people and the opportunities and warm cups of coffee sitting on my counter, and I dance, and I promise you, it's something to do. So Scrooge McDuck it. Number 5. You never just get what you want. At least, not in the way that you wanted it or expected it. Nobody has a genie in a bottle to just go bloop, deliver what they ask for instantaneously. Aladdin has taught us this. Now, I broke it down. I really did. I thought about this a lot because I was so excited to present for y'all. And everything I have dreamed for and wished for and attained, none of it was accomplished in the way I thought it would. Here's a very recent and personal example. I have always wanted to be a full-time actor. I knew since I was 5 years old, and I dreamed about it every day, and it was so precious and fragile and impossible to me that I didn't even tell my mom until I was in my early 20s. I also have always wanted to go to Scotland. So these are two pretty disparate dreams, both of which I felt were frighteningly far away from even being a possibility for my life, for my future. And the universe had other ideas. 4 months ago, while working full-time as an admin professional who would glimpse at auditions during her lunch break, mutter monologues while writing mind-numbing emails, I got an offer out of the blue to go perform at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival as a full-time actor for the month of August. It was everything I wanted, but not the way I wanted it. Because this collision of dreams fulfilled meant that I needed to put my salaried position and the career that I had worked 10 years in on hold, if not to give up entirely. I had to give up insurance and a 401k. I had to figure out what to do with my New York apartment and my relationship and my cat. And I had to move really, really quickly on the decision. It was a yes or no. Do the safe thing or do you leap? We need to know now. Had I gotten this offer a few years ago, I genuinely don't know if I would have made the brave choice. But I had gratitude on my side. And in that moment that the offer came through and I felt a lot of fear and doubt and adultingness, the idea of this is what I should do, this is what prudent, well inside me, that's when I could take out my scalpel and slice through it all. I sat at my tiny little cubicle and I thought about what in that moment made me feel grateful, what invigorated me, what excited me, where did I want my life to be? And as you can guess, I accepted the Scotland offer. And every single problem that that offer presented had a solution. I just didn't know it yet. But I swear it was like doves dropping down with little baskets of solutions and things. My community came up for me. I was held through it all. And then I went to Scotland with absolutely no prospects for September or beyond. But I did the damn thing. And then guess what? That show in Scotland is now running in Chicago. And I have a role. And I'm back in my hometown. Wow. Showing my mom what I get to do every day for 3 months. And in 3 months, I'm really fucking excited to see what comes next. So after that long-winded example, number 6, specificity is key. The example I gave you lacks specifics, and it's partly why I was absolutely walloped when the offer came through, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was thrilling and it was wonderful. But now specificity and details are something that I look really forward to in my daily gratitude practices, because I know that no detail is too small. Envisioning my life and its innumerable possibilities, the countless little intricacies that may come into play, that's fun. Gratitude is fun because it's a reminder that life is nuts. And my potential and the potential of all of my favorite people is incredible. It is a never-ending puzzle to play with. Number 7, gratitude is not the solution, but it is a loom. There are always hard days, and there are unsolvable problems. All of us have lost and will continue to lose, and we will grieve and we will mourn and we will feel a lot of pain. But there is no darkness without the light. I am not defined by the wounds that I have, but I am informed by them, and I would absolutely not be here. I would not have the bravery or the confidence or just the sheer fuck it without those experiences. Finally, number 8. I may not know shit, but I know what it is to love and to be loved. And for that, I am the luckiest person in the world. Thank you all so much.